Is this Mitch McConnell being intentionally thick in the head? I'll let you Democrats appoint a bunch of lower-level district judges if you give me the Court of Appeals judges for a couple of these positions. We're all scratching our hands like, wait, what? Senate Majority Leader vented his displeasure on Monday after two Democrat-appointed judges reversed their decisions to retire. Never before has a circuit judge unretired after a presidential election, said Mitch McConnell. It's literally unprecedented. Mitch McConnell got played. Not a big surprise because he doesn't know where he is most of the time. Now, my question is, would a more competent Mitch McConnell get duped like this? Or is this Mitch McConnell being intentionally thick in the head so that Trump doesn't get good judges? You can be the judge of that. But here's the story. McConnell is now crying foul after two Democratic judges cancel retirement after the Trump victory. And remember here, we've talked historically about how the Republican senators are not showing up to oppose the Democrat nominees. They're still filling judgeships, which are lifetimes positions, and the Republicans were just asleep at the wheel. Nobody knew where they were. Where are you guys? The game's not over yet. Hello? Yes, we won this upcoming bout, but we have to finish the last game. So we were asking about it. Then we read that Mitch McConnell had this little deal where he was saying, I'll let you Democrats appoint a bunch of lower-level district judges if you give me the Court of Appeals judges for a couple of these positions. And we're all scratching our hands like, wait, what? And the numbers were different. McConnell's people came out like, we're getting like 10-1. No, actually it was like the opposite. They were getting like 3 Court of Appeals judges in favor of 6 district court judges. Well, it turns out they gave the Democrats all those lower-level judges, and now the Court of Appeals judges who were supposed to retire so that Trump could replace them are not retiring anymore. Saying it's a brazen admission, saying Senate Majority Leader vented his displeasure on Monday after two Democrat-appointed judges reversed their decisions to retire in what appeared to be efforts to stop Trump. McConnell called the unusual decisions to forego retirement a partisan gambit that would undermine the integrity of the courts. McConnell said, they rolled the dice that a Democrat could replace them, and now that he won't, they're changing the plans to stop a Republican from doing it. It's a brazen admission, said McConnell, and the incoming administration would be wise to explore all available recusal options with these judges, because it's clear now that they have a political finger on the scale. Ooh, Mitch sounds mad. All right, so he got duped. This sort of partisan behavior undermines the integrity of the judiciary. It exposes bold Democratic blue where there should be only black robes. The district judge named Max Coburn, an appointee of Obama who sits on the court in North Carolina, decided to remain active. He announced in 2022 that he would go into part-time senior status. Then Trump won. He's like, oops, reversal. His change of plans came after another judge, Algernon Marbley in Ohio, reversed his intentions to take senior status after Trump won. He was appointed by Clinton. McConnell said, it's hard to conclude this is anything other than open partisanship. McConnell said the decision threatened to undermine a deal that he struck with Democrats, who are backstabbing liars, and Republicans to confirm about a dozen district judges in exchange for 4 more circuit court seats to fill. So 3-1. Good job, Mitch. And now it's more like 12-2 because 2 of the ones you were going to replace are now gone. He warned it would be a serious problem if 2 circuit court judges in Tennessee and North Carolina, whose seats were a part of that deal, were also to reverse their decisions. So he might get 0. It would be especially alarming if either of the 2 circuit judges whose announced retirements created the vacancies currently pending before the Senate, if they were to follow suit. So what if they do? Gosh. So they'll get 4 of their original judges plus 12 that the Republicans just handed to them. Idiots. Never before has a circuit judge unretired after a presidential election, said Mitch McConnell. It's literally unprecedented. What a crock. Now, and to create such a precedent would fly in the face of a rare bipartisan compromise on the disposition of these vacancies. So it does feel like he got duped, right? The way you read that. It's like, this has never happen, but welcome to the new Democratic Party, brother. He said if the circuit court judges decide to stay on the bench, they would likely get hit with ethics complaints. So what? What are they going to do? If these circuit judges unretire because they don't like who won the election, says McConnell, he's furious. This is as mad as he ever gets. I can only assume they will face significant ethics complaints based on Canons 2 and 5 of the Code of Conduct for Judges, followed by serial recusal demands from the DOJ, and they'll have earned it, he warned. So now he's making the record known. All right. And Mitch has historically been very good on judges. So for him to get duped like this is a bummer. Senate Judiciary Committee Dick Durbin, who was responsible for this backstab, who spoke on the floor after McConnell countered by reminding colleagues of his decision. Well, no, we can backstab them on our deal. We gave them our word, but we'll backstab just like our leader does, Joe Biden. I won't pardon Hunter, but then he pardons Hunter. He says, well, they backstabbed Merrick Garland. Obama nominated for him to serve on the Supreme Court in 2016. They didn't even give him a hearing when the Republicans controlled the Senate. Well, they didn't have a deal to do that. There was no deal to do that. They didn't say that they would do it and then undo it. It's not the same thing, Dick. When I hear the Senator McConnell come to the floor, says Dick, and talk about whether there is any gamesmanship going on, I don't know. But I can tell you we saw it at the highest possible level after Judge Anthony Scalia passed away, rest in peace. Senate Republicans kept Scalia's seat vacant for nearly a year, which gave Trump the opportunity to nominate Gorsuch, which is great. Yeah, which is fine, which is exactly what the Democrats would have done, by the way. And the Republicans never promised differently. It'd be like if Republicans promised to appoint Merrick Garland. If they said, yeah, oh yeah, sure, we'll put him up for nomination, but you have to give us 15 other district court judges. And then the Democrats gave the Republicans 15 court judges, and then the Republicans betrayed their own word and then not nominate Merrick Garland. Like that would be more of legitimate analogy, but it's not. A Democratic aide pointed out that at least 3 Republican-appointed judges rescinded their decisions to retire over the past 16 years. So they're like, oh, shut up, Mitch. It's not unprecedented. Quit your whining. Judge Rudolph Randa of Wisconsin rescinded his senior status after Obama won. Michael Cain of the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals rescinded his senior status after Trump didn't pick his preferred successor. So that's weird. And then another judge, Karen of Kentucky, after her failed attempt to pick her successor. Okay, so that's a little bit different. After Obama won, like, is it because Obama won? All right. So yeah, I don't think that it's ultimately without precedent, Mitch, right? Don't stand there and pound the table like you've never thought of this possibility. Pretty obvious you're dealing with snakes and connivers. So you got duped. You should have known better. You are probably not going to get any judges, and the Democrats will get 16 of them. So here's one of the judges who's unretiring. Long crime, had a little bit more on this one. Says he reversed himself. He was going to have active status, but that did not happen. He unretired on account of there being a split in support. For Marbley, it was a Republican, J.D. Vance, who would have been needed to confirm Biden's nominee. And so they're all reversing their decision, of course, because that's what they do.